Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I made a list of the top 10 hottest WWE divas slash NXT divas thrown into there. Honestly, I would like to give the podcast a shout out that I got the idea for making this video, but honestly, I can't remember which podcast it was where they did a top 10 divas list inside of WWE. So we'll just start and we'll just go down the list. I apologize to anybody who thinks this video is pig-headed. I thought that honestly this would be just a good fun video to knock out some names along the way. Number 10 on the list is Lana. Lana is I don't see Lana the same way a lot of other people see Lana inside of WWE. Honestly, it was hard to come up with the number 10 slot. I think that there's times when Lana has looked pretty hot in the day. Honestly, I've just seen a lot of pictures and I've seen her sometimes, and she just seems like every other girl. And I know that sort of they were basically trying to turn her into is the girl next door, the all-American girl going out with Dolph Ziggler. But I don't know what they're going to be doing with Lana once she comes back. But she honestly just does not have the same appeal to when Lana was wearing sort of the business dress suits with her hair up in a bun. But even at that, sometimes I just, got tired of seeing that. But number 9 on the list goes to Brie Bella. Honestly, one of the easiest going girls inside of WWE. You can tell from Total Divas is that she's a hot looking girl, but she doesn't need a whole lot. She's very unlike her sister Nikki. And she's just sort of easy, calm going, and that's one of the things that really works for her, and I like about her the most. There's sometimes I look at Brie, and I think that she looks better than her sister does, but I don't know. I guess maybe they're just not really, putting the spotlight on Brie as they have in the past. Right now, it seems like it's all about Nikki and Team Bella. So Brie is at number 9 on the list. From here, we start the NXT expansion with going with Becky Lynch. I don't know what she has to do with her hair, but I think maybe it's just the orangish hair that really puts her over, as I think that this girl is awesome. I like the way that she wrestles. She seems like she's a really tough girl, and she's pretty hot. Number 8 on the list, Becky Lynch. From here we go to number 7, which would be Dana Brooke from NXT. She came over as a fitness model. She's just really hot, and she has the thing working for her that honestly, Beth Phoenix had back in the day, where I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I think that she just is a girl that could honestly kick my ass, and that's normally one of the things that just puts it over the top. There's been times in the past when I thought Natalya was one of the hottest chicks on WWE, but Dana Brooks is sort of my Beth Phoenix of today. Number 6 on the list, honestly, was hard. I was trying to work her up higher on the list, and that's Alexa Bliss. I love the thing that she's just so short. I liked it when she wore this sort of the blue and white tutu, and she came out blowing the bubbles, and I thought that was really cute, and that put her over the top. And then when the word kind of came out that she was going to be turning heel, when basically she wasn't able to beat Sasha Banks, and she was going to be managing Bram, and I just sort of was like, this is getting kind of weird. But then it gets into sort of like the Trish Stratus thing. The hottest Trish Stratus ever was in WWE is when she had her heel run, when basically, she turned on Christian. No, she turned on Jericho, and then she went with Christian, and then she went on this awesome run of just, you will always remember, Trish Stratus walking out for the wedding of Lita, wearing that white, sort of lingerie and cutting that promo. Alexa Bliss as a heel, especially with the pink colors, Really over the top, really hot girl. Can't wait for her to make her WWE debut somewhere down the road, whether if it is as a wrestler or whether if they just bring her in and use her as an outside valet. You know, she can always still improve on her wrestling and maybe work her way into wrestling, much like when Trish Stratus came in. She was almost used exclusively as a valet. You know, I don't think it's over for her. I think that, you know, she's going after Bayley's NXT championship right now on NXT. So I don't think they've given up on her as a wrestler at all. Number 5 on the list is Eva Marie, someone that WWE probably is giving up on a wrestler, and maybe they're just going to have to find a way to use her. There's at times when I thought that maybe, you know, they just brought her in to be a reality star, that they really had no thought of ever using her as a longtime wrestler. You know, she wrestled during that first season of Total Divas to get over the fact that she was trying to wrestle. But, you know, she really did make improvements this year, going to wrestle at Brian Kendrick's wrestling school. But, you know, I've haven't heard anything really after her having the match against Carmella. And then I guess she injured Carmella by kicking her in the back of the head during the match. But, you know, they'll always find something for her, whether if it's just being like the red carpet host of the Hall of Fame as all the people come in, just being a host on the WWE Network, whether they try and make her into a backstage interviewer, you know, a DVD host, anything. There's always something for Eva Marie to do, as well as do Total Divas, as long as that show is going to be on. The show just got re-upped for another season. Honestly, at the end, I thought that, you know, the ratings were starting to slip so bad that I was surprised when E brought it back. But long live Eva at number 5. From here, we get into the hardest block of making the list. The top 4, there definitely was a lot of thought put into this. Number 4 on the list is Summer Rae. If it wasn't for SmackDown last night, with her being the guest referee between Rusev and Dolph Ziggler, she honestly probably would have been at least a few slots down. She probably would have been below Alexa Bliss and Dana Brooke. But Summer Rae wore the you know, very famous Divas top for being a referee of a match, wearing the black and white. She took the hair down, she shook it. She tried to get the attention of Dolph Ziggler to try and pick her up. I don't know where Summer Rae fits into WWE. This was sort of like a real big uplift to her career, being put into the Rusev's girlfriend picture for the whole Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, Lana storyline. It would be great to see her on television a lot more. I've had the luck of meeting Summer Rae, I believe twice, maybe 3 times. She's always one of the nicest girls that I've ever met, and hot as hell. Number 4 with that blonde hair. Number 3 has to be all because of the cans. Nikki Bella, number 3 at the top of the list. You know, she just at times annoys the hell out of me, but it seems like, honestly, since she's lost the WWE Women's Divas Championship, just in the last few weeks, you know, what she's done on Total Divas, what she's done on Monday Night Raw, I find myself, you know, checking her out more. It's hard to miss on those cans when they're always just right out there at all times, looking like they're almost going to fall out. That world-famous gif of when Nikki turned on Brie at SummerSlam a few years ago, and she's on the outside, and Triple H comes to check over, like, you know, hey, look at this, we got something really going on, and because her, you know, she's all exhilarated from doing what she did in the match, turning on her sister. She's like, get this heavy breathing, and her boobs are just like pulsating in and out. Nikki Bella, number 3 on the list. For number 2, we go to one of my favorite divas of all time, and that would be Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox, honestly, you know, has been one of the top ones. Of course, I filmed the WWE Doritos contest winning thing with going backstage and trying to get Dolph Ziggler to go out with Alicia Fox, and that was sort of like the resurgence of her career. I don't know where she had been. She was hosting the Total Divas post show, where she would just talk about watching Total Divas. It was her and Renee Young, but then, you know, she sort of got back into storylines on TV, wrestling matches here and there, and of course, joining Team Bella has been a big, real resurgence to her career, and you know, getting back into it, and real good. And for number 1 on the list, honestly, I'll tell you the truth, I can't think of it. We go back and forth all the time over who the hottest chick is. So for number one on the list, we'll just give it to the entire WWE Divas rosters for trying to find, the hottest girls out there, teaching them how to wrestle and finding the way to get them over on television. There's lots of girls coming up through NXT. There's lots of girls on the main roster. But think of all the legends of the Divas division, whether if it's Mickie James, Trish Stratus, Lita, that WWE's always going to be rotating and bringing more girls in there, and they're always going to be hot. Some people are sort of scared because of the Divas Revolution, that we're going to be finding more wrestlers. Charlotte's at the top right now. She doesn't really do it for me. She's more of an athlete than she is more of a hot babe. And I'm sure if, they wanted to bring back the Divas magazine with all the girls wearing, their underwear and wearing swimsuits and things like that, I'm sure she would get dressed up and she wouldn't look half bad. But we'll see what goes down. Number one on the list, the entire WWE Divas roster.